Okay, have you ever had a craving for something you haven't had in a really long time and you're hoping it's as good as it used to be? I'm driving 2 hours today for a root beer. Okay, some of you people might think I'm a little bit crazy for doing this video, but a friend of mine and I were talking at work the other day, and he was talking about these different sodas that he's tried and that he wasn't able to get anymore. And he was telling me about this place out in LA, and said if I'm ever there, he asked if I would pick up some certain sodas for him. He's kind of an aficionado as far as different sodas go, and he loves craft beers too. He'll go to different beer festivals and things like that, so and he really gets a lot of enjoyment out of it. Well, it got me to thinking about whenever I used to live in Flora, Illinois, about 25 years ago. There was a place called Duke's. The owner's name was Chris. He named it after his dad who had passed away. And they had great food. I mean, burgers, fries, chicken sandwiches, fish. Not really a huge menu, but everything on there was great. But what really set this place apart was its root beer. Now, this root beer was made from scratch, and he did the entire process himself, and it was just the most incredible thing I've ever tasted. Every time I passed through since then, I've made it a point to stop just to get a root beer. It is that good. So if anybody's ever in Florida, Illinois, you can ask anybody in town where Duke's is, and they'll be able to point it out to you. It's just that popular. Look at this, we got the Washington Monument over here at the graveyard. Wow. Not a road trip video without some moo cows. What's your hurry, man? I'm doing 60, it's a rural road. You still have to pass me. Wow. Okay, this is Olney, Illinois, home of the white squirrel. Come on, Walmart, go. Thank you. So this is Highway 50. Highway 50 stretches all the way across the United States. And years ago, Time magazine, about a year or two after I moved away from Florida, actually, they did a story about Highway 50. And the entire town of Flora came out and had their picture taken for the cover. So if I would have stayed there a couple more years, you would have seen me smiling on the cover of Time magazine. Not Man of the Year, of course. Another one of those little dying towns. This is Clay City, Illinois. Okay, we are now coming up on Flora, Illinois. Population 5,100. Whenever I lived here, it was population 5,400, so this town is losing people too. It's unfortunate. The people here were wonderful. You know, I've been to a lot of big cities. I've been all over the eastern United States and southern United States, and the people here were some of the friendliest I've ever met, even friendlier than the people in the south. Plus, their IQs were just through the roof. I mean, you think of a small town, you think of, dunces everywhere, but man, these people were bright. This Huck's here is on the middle of the strip in Flora, and this is where we used to all hang out when we were, well, I wouldn't say kids, but you could say kids. We were early 20s. Okay, let's see if Dukes is still here. Come on, Lazy. Yes! And as usual, no parking. So, let's see what we can find here. Yeah. Let's go get a root beer. Well, I have good news and sad news. Good news is Dukes is still here. The root beer is still homemade. Still incredible. Wow. Bad news. This is rather sad too. Chris Carpenter, the man who owned Dukes, he passed away this year. And passed away March 4th, 2017. So I'm really sad about that. He was wow, he was an icon in this town. He really was. Okay, I'm getting ready to go explore the town now, but let me show you the sign. Dukes Restaurant, Family Recreation Room. Come in for Dukes Original Root Beer. And trust me, it is very original. You won't find one like this anywhere. Okay, so the house that I lived at, we had a huge Christmas party one year, and it was great. We had a wall-to-wall people, even though the house was huge. It was standing room only. And the rule was, in order to get in, you actually had to bring a gag gift. Okay, and then when we opened the gifts, everybody would bid on them, and then we'd pull all the money that we took from that, and we would buy our alcohol with it. You know, it sounded like a pretty good plan. Well, a good friend of mine, he was one of my roommates, his ex-girlfriend showed up. And she had a gag gift, and she was friends with a lot of other people there, so we went ahead and let her in. Well, the whole night, Sean, my friend, you know, kept giving her the evil eye, and, you know, she'd a mean look back to him, and, I mean, just mean mugging back and forth, and it was almost funny. But the best part was the gift that she brought. When we all bid on the gifts, we didn't know who brought what. He bid on her gift, and he bid the highest. And he opens it up, and it's a pair of hermit crabs. And he pulled one out, and he said, "Who's this from?" And she goes, "It's for me, Sean." And he goes, "Oh, well, this is the second time you gave me crabs." What's she doing? There you go. Oh, did you hear the band start, so you're going to go hide again? What's up with you? You used to travel better. Well, that was a nostalgic excursion into my past, which is, you know, it's nice to do sometimes, especially with the good memories. And I've had so many good memories there in Flora, Illinois. But the people that I loved back then, you know, after I left, everybody just kind of scattered, went their own way, moved away. And, you know, you can't really go back, because over the years, if you haven't seen somebody in 10 years, your experiences aren't going to be the same as their experiences, so you may not be able to have any commonality, with the exception of your past together. Okay, this is Sisseton, Illinois. And this is what passes for a park in Sisseton, Illinois. Wow. She is getting to be more and more of a night owl, sleeping during the day underneath my bed in my laundry basket, and comes out at night, runs around the van, tries to not let me sleep, and about 4 in the morning she'll curl up at my feet and then go right back to sleep. Goes. What you doing? Okay, this is why I don't like driving at night. That's not rain that you're hearing. Those are bugs hitting the windshield.